WWE WrestleMania 37 Tampa is right around the corner. 2 nights again, April 10th and 11th. But this time, there will be a crowd, fans in attendance inside a big stadium. Raymond James Stadium, home of the NFL champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers and former WWE 24/7 champion Rob Gronkowski. Tickets are on sale now for the Super Bowl of sports entertainment. Very exciting. And this WWE Superstar has a big match in this big event. The EST of WWE and WrestleMania. Bianca Belair. Thank you, Bianca. Hey, when I read all that, what comes to mind stands out for this WrestleMania?
Well, for me, it was just mentioned I was the EST of WrestleMania because, you know, you can't spell WrestleMania without EST.
Hey, this is going to be so exciting because fans are returning. What are your thoughts of having crowds, having people at the event?
I'm so excited. You know, it's been almost a year that we've gone without a crowd and without our fans. And fans are such a huge part of what we do. Our job is to put smiles on fans' faces. So we miss our fans so much. And we do have the Thunderdome, which we have virtual fans. And that's been very, very, very helpful. But it's not going to be anything like having our fans back. That's going to be so magical about WrestleMania on April 10th and 11th is we're finally going to have fans for the first time ever. It's going to feel like a huge family reunion. My family's going to be in the crowd for the first time in over a year, and they come to all of my big events. So it's going to be a magical night, and I think that it's something that everyone is super excited for.
It's interesting you mention your family, because there was that video they showed of your mom and dad so excited, and your dad actually tripped. So I'm wondering, now that you mentioned your family's going to be there, I'm wondering, did you get any of your hurdle skills from your dad?
I would have to say I did not get any hurdle skills from my dad, because if I did, I wouldn't complete a race. He has this habit of just falling over the back of the couch when he gets excited. It's ridiculous to this point, and I used to always tweet about it. Nobody ever believed me, so I couldn't believe that they actually caught it on camera. But yeah, I would have to say I did not get my hurdling skills from my dad. Otherwise, I would not have been an All-American and All-SEC hurdler.
But I'm sure there are many good qualities you did get from dad and from mom, which is very cool. Oh my gosh. Hey, it's interesting because the tickets are now on sale for WrestleMania. And when you see some of the marquees, some of the banners, posters going out, there you are. You're on there with several other great superstars. How does that make you feel to see yourself in such a big spot in all of these banners, posters?
It's overwhelming sometimes. I get overcome with emotion. Being in WWE, what you dream of is going to WrestleMania. And so the fact that I'm going to WrestleMania and facing Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's Championship and creating history, how can WrestleMania is already big, and how can you make WrestleMania even bigger? It's creating history at WrestleMania and being the first 2 African-American females to have a title match. It's crazy, and to look up and see my face up there, it seems unreal sometimes, thinking that, I never thought that I was going to be a WWE wrestler. And now, now that I'm a wrestler, I can't see myself doing anything other than what I'm doing now. I've completely fallen in love, and it feels like a perfect fit, and it just feels like a dream come true, a dream that I never knew was a dream until it became my reality. And this is my reality right now, and I just feel super blessed. And I always have to look at it twice, because I'm like, is that really me? Is that really me on a WrestleMania poster? So it's an amazing feeling.
Well, it really is you on the poster.
Yeah.
You can tell by the hair, and also, obviously, the cool ring gear. And you do your own ring gear, and you do other ring gear for other superstars. Just is fashion, is that something you've always wanted to do? And do you want to do your own fashion line someday?
Oh yeah, fashion's always been a huge part of what I do. My mom was someone who, even when I was 5 years old running track, she would dress me up in little FloJo outfits. So people would call me Little Flojo on the track. But that's been instilled in me since I was a little girl. I love to blend in athleticism with fashion. And my mom used to teach me how to sew when I was younger. And I used to make all of, like in high school when I ran track, I made sure we all matched, and I made us all matching shirts. And so it's always been a part of who I am. When I did CrossFit, I really stood out because I used to make my own outfits, and I wore big bows and tutus. And that's really how I actually got discovered by Mark Henry, which is how much I really stood out. And so being in WWE, I love making my own wrestling gear. When I'm standing in the ring and I'm looking at the girl across me, I'm like, I made my own gear. What did you do? So it gives me even more confidence, and it's even more amazing when I'm looking at things like the top card or my action figure or the video game, and I don't just see my face, but the gear that I have on is the gear that I made myself. So it's just an amazing feeling, and I love doing it, and I love using all of my talents, and WWE has provided me with this space where I'm able to use every single one of my talents.
In using your talents, do you have a favorite or a couple of favorite ring gears that you've already worn?
I would say my favorite would be the ring gear I wore for TakeOver Portland, my Black History Month gear. I would say the ring gear I wore for Royal Rumble last year, just because it was on my first action figure. I have so many favorite ring gears. I'm trying to think of what else. Those are probably my top two. I'm pretty sure I'm missing out on some because I wear different gear after a big moment. So I have so many gear to choose from.
Oh, they all look great. I really like the one. There was I think it was last week. It was the blue and the black one. And then you have the lipstick and the makeup also geared toward it as well. It looked really good. So many of them look really good. And I'm curious because Tampa for WrestleMania 37, it's at Raymond James Stadium. They have this huge pirate ship there inside the stadium for the Buccaneers, which is cool. And it's sort of a piratey theme. Are you thinking something along those lines for WrestleMania 37?
I will say I usually don't like to tell, but it's probably not going to be a pirate theme. And, I think that I try to do something that's not expected, and while that's the theme this year, I really want to try to stand out, and I have a little bit of an idea what I want to do, but I know that this is WrestleMania. I'm trying to make sure that it lives up to the hype. And I really want to make my own gear because I've made my own gear this whole time. And I know that on the greatest stages of my WrestleMania, this is the time that when it really counts, I have to make my own gear. And I want it to be big and beautiful and legendary. So hopefully it lives up to the hype. I have an idea on my mind, but I don't want to tell anyone. I just want you guys to see.
No Don Jardine alerts. You're keeping it secret. That's good for you.
Oh, yeah.
And Bianca, does this thing mean, though, that the Street Profits might be getting some ring gear, too, specially made for WrestleMania?
Well, the Street Profits, they always get new gear. My husband and I, we bounce these ideas off of each other. So he's helped me with my ring gear, with the idea that I have, and I've actually been helping him with different color schemes and different themes for him as well. They have something special planned. I can't spill the beans on that one either. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. That's what's really fun about WrestleMania too. It's not just the matches and the matches that are going to happen. It's everything. Everyone's wondering what gear is going to be worn, what entrances are going to be done. So it's going to be a really fun tonight.
It's interesting too because you like to have that swag, that look, especially when you're coming to the ring, and you like to skip. And I'm wondering, because when you're in Raymond James Stadium, especially for WrestleMania, those big shows, that from the rampway top to the ring, it's a long way. And I know you're very athletic, but have you been practicing skipping longer?
No, I'm going to skip. I am going to skip all the way. I'm going to be at WrestleMania. I'm going to be on the grand stage of all. It's going to be fans there. My adrenaline's going to be pumping. I might just run to the ring. No, track star, so me skipping to the ring, that's my thing. I can't do anything different. I'm going to skip and twirl my hair and bounce all the way to the ring.
Oh, that's awesome. There's something that you were involved in, that you recorded a PSA encouraging people to get their vaccination when they are eligible. What was that like? What does that mean to you?
You know, it was very important to do that PSA and be a part of it. You know, I think it's just all about getting back to the moments that we've all been missing. You know, I think I'll speak for everyone, like we can't wait to get back to our family members and get back to doing all the things that we were doing before. And I think, you know, the best step taking to get things back to normal is get vaccinated. And so I think it's just important that we all roll up our sleeves and we all do our part to protect everyone and keep everyone safe.
And I know WWE will be just 110% in making sure everybody is safe and healthy for this WrestleMania, not only with its superstar staff, but even with fans. And it's very important during these times, Bianca.
Yeah, definitely. For WrestleMania will be on April 10th and 11th. It'll be a 2-day event. And both days will have 25,000 fans. But we are following all safety protocols. We're going to have seating pods. We're going to be social distancing. Masks are going to be required. They're going to have free masks for everyone at the entry. They're going to do temperature checks. They're going to be doing health screenings. There's going to be cash concessions, mobile ticketing. So every step that we can take to keep everyone safe, WWE is taking.
You're doing a PSA. You're in this huge match with Sasha Banks. You mentioned about the history, the significance of the match as well. What is it like inspiring others, being a role model, doing things like that, which is, face it, different from just the athleticism of running track, of being a WWE superstar?
It means everything. You know, it's one thing to go out there and win matches and have a big moment, but it's another thing to actually stand for something and represent something and create history. It's what gives my job purpose. It's my why, and it's very important to me to be able to in WrestleMania. Sasha Banks and I being the first American women to have WrestleMania together. I'm honored. To be the person in this position, and I always say that representation is not a request; it's a requirement. And when I think about criticism, I think about my WWE and what I represent. I think about me when I was a little girl and the role models that I had and the way that they affected my life. And, you know, where I am right now is because they motivated the track athlete, being a gymnast, and Bojo, Nami Dawson for my role models and there's representation for me. So it contributed so much to my success. Know that I'm able to give back and do that for other people. What they do for me it's really what this is all about.
Hey Bianca, Raymond James Stadium hosted the NFL Super Bowl. Did you watch or were you able to attend?
My husband and I, we were at home. It was just the two of us. And I think we all ordered chicken wings and some fries, tater tots. So we decided that we wanted to be healthy, so we ordered sushi. And we watched at home together. And Super Bowl is always an event. You check a holiday, you get there and you watch the game, you watch all the commercials. So it was a fun night.
And since they had the Super Bowl at Raymond James Stadium, this was a good event because fans were there too. Sort of everybody could gauge how that went. And now WWE will be there at Raymond James Stadium preparing for its event with fans.
Yeah, I missed the first part of that question.
Just at the NFL Super Bowl at Raymond James Stadium, they had fans for the event. So it was a good gauge as to see how fans, what they were going to be like at Raymond James Stadium, and WWE will now be there being a part of that.
Yeah, I was really excited to see how they were going to do the fans because, you know, I know that we were going to be in the same stadium for WrestleMania. So it's going to be pretty similar to what the Super Bowl did. It's going to be the thing at WrestleMania.
Were you happy for Gronk, the former WWE 24/7 champion?
You know, you always really happy for him, and you know, WWE, they shouted him out on social media. So we're all the community, we're all the family, and we're always happy for each other. We accomplish big things like that.